Everything downloaded, and we'll get started.
2 months in, and the NFL is as unpredictable as ever. Hi, everyone. Scott Hansen in Orlando. This is your weekly recap for Week 8. Plenty of action to get you caught up on. Let's start in Tampa. The Bucs at home to take on the Baltimore Ravens. And this is Lamar Jackson. One of his 3 touchdown passes in the ballgame. He also added a rushing touchdown for good measure. From there, we go to Indianapolis. We'll check in on the Colts as they're hosting the Dallas Cowboys. And it's A.J. Brown. He's going to look in the catch and then look upfield and watch this. He'll take it 65 yards to the end zone. Lastly, let's go out to Santa Clara. The 49ers hosting the L.A. Rams. And when he's at his best, he's one of the best. Christian McCaffrey, 48 yards for the touchdown. The 49ers get their 6th victory as this win moves them to 6-2 on the season. That'll do it for us. Until next week, Scott Hansen in Orlando. Good night from all of us at EA Sports.
All right, so that was the Week 8 weekly recap. I see they actually fixed a lot for Week 8. Not for Week 8, for the weekly recap. I see they fixed a lot as far as giving us the real highlights. So I think that's pretty good. Incentive check, Texans, Eagles, home team, Bengals, Falcons, Chargers, Chiefs, and Broncos. All right, cool. What I like to do is just look at and see what I don't usually just let guys miss too many games. But if you miss a few games here and there, I'm not as hard with making guys ineligible. I came up with a new strategy. If it's a habit and you're just missing games every single week, then it's just unfortunate for you. Game of the week we had was the Ravens and the Bucs. I didn't interview neither one of these guys. I am on a bye week, which we'll have a lot of interviews during the bye week. Obviously, with me not having any games. First half, it was 24-10. Kind of got out of hand for Tampa Bay. Turnovers was 0-3. Way too many turnovers. They also lost in the time of possession. 3 TDs from Lamar Jackson, so he did return back from injury. You guys know Cooper Rush been the guy for the majority of the season, and having Lamar Jackson back was crucial for the Ravens. Caden Salter couldn't get anything going in the air, nor could Baker Mayfield, 2 interceptions. Bucky Irvin, 103. Keaton Mitchell ran pretty well. Mark Andrews, 6 for 7, 115, 1 TD. Eric Singleton Jr., I'm going to check to see if we have any yearly awards, but I think he's going to probably be one of our first, he's going to be probably our first rookie of the year because we have added that to the Stephen A. Smith incentive list for the awards, along with MVP, Super Bowl champ, Stephen A. Smith Appreciation Award, and all of those things. So I think Eric Singleton definitely will be one of the guys. This should be a front runner, and we'll check that in a second. Trent Simpson, he had 2 picks in this game. Definitely been playing very good as of late. He gave He gave the Jaguars some problems last week. Um, Detroit and the Saints. Saints won this one 31-21. Um, Let me see. This week. But you better believe this upcoming week, you guys are definitely going to have to be ready for interviews. The Lions definitely turned the ball over 3-2. They did win in a turnover battle. Jalen Hurts 221, 3 TDs, 2 interceptions. Not as good as he did the last few weeks. Jared Goff 287, 2 TDs, 3 interceptions. Just way too many interceptions. Neither side really ran the ball too good in that one. In that category, Jamison Williams 4 receptions, 110. Chris Olive, Chris Olave 3 receptions, 105, 1 TD. So I mean, you definitely can see a lot of offense. Um, like I say, defense really didn't come to play. I mean, besides the turnovers, but that's always good. 3 interceptions from the Saints defense. 2 came from Detroit Lions by their free safety, Kirby Joseph. 2 picks in that one. That was definitely key. And the Saints was able to win 31-21. Vikings Bears. Um, let's see. I don't think I had OJ neither. I think he won this one 38-17. Let's see, Bears. Yep, so we didn't get him neither. 38-17. Just complete domination. 3-2 turnover battle. They also won in the time of possession. Caleb Williams, 5 TDs, 332 in the air. 2 picks, something you don't want to do too much of if you Caleb Williams. JJ McCarthy, 2 picks as well. So they traded 2 interceptions. Caleb Williams just had probably the better performance out of the two. Blake Horvath was a lot of talks about him being rookie of the year from OJ, but he's kind of slacked a little bit. He's been less than 100-yard rushing the last few weeks. Wide receivers, DJ Moore, 9 receptions, 92 yards, 1 TD. Jordan Addison, 7 receptions, 82 yards, 1 TD. A lot of offense from the receivers. 2 picks came in, as I said before, from both sides. 2 came from Blake Cashman, Mike linebacker, and then 1 separate interceptions came from Jalen Johnson and Thornhill. Shout out to them Bears, man. They definitely been rolling. Next up, we had was the Jets and the Dolphins. The Jets won 44-31. No defense in this one. Turnovers 2-1. Taylor Green, rookie quarterback, 6'6", 233, 3 TDs, no interceptions. I'm wondering if Justin Fields is injured. Tua Tagovailoa, he had 331, 3 TDs, 2 picks. It's way too many interceptions. We probably won't see him on that team. Next Madden kid is trash. Brees Hall, 101. Um, Other than that, really not too much on the ground. Arian Smith, 5 receptions, 96 yards. Tanner had 6 receptions, 86 yards, 1 TD. A lot of catches, not a lot of yardage in this one. 2 interceptions came from the Jets defense. Their ability to cause some turnovers definitely helped them, but they still fell short to the Jets, 44-31. This was one of the biggest surprises of last week. The Raiders fell big time. I was going to say short, but they actually fell big time, 60-37. Absolutely no defense, 4-0, 4-1 turnover battle. I did interview the Raiders, and we'll take a listen to hear what he had to say, but just way too many turnovers. He was very high on Bo Nix all throughout the season, and it looks like um, Bo Nix is starting to show his true colors. So we will see how young Mantine feel about after the loss. He likes to talk very low, so I try my best to be very, very quiet, as he's one of the guys that don't like to speak up with his chest out. He kind of very, very lazy.
Well, Steven, I mean, if I'm being completely honest, Drake May is a cheat code out there. Uh, you know, sorry, getting these emails. Yeah, but like I said, man, Drake May is a cheat code. I mean, there were several deep ball passes that looked like they were just thrown up prayers. And, somehow his wide receivers were coming down with it. Um, we definitely dropped receptions. We only came away with one for pick six. And, as far as the turnover ratio, yeah, you can't win games when you turn the ball over, especially in this game, you know, considering the fact that, I mean, I alluded to the fact earlier, okay, that, Madden is no longer a chess match. It has nothing to do with, schemes and X's and O's and, picking the right plays and the right defensive sets against your opponent and, making your opponent think about what coverage you're in. None of that shit matters anymore because the instant they put abilities and schemes and everything else into the game, it's forever changed, you know. And since it's forever changed, I mean, you gotta try to limit your turnovers, and if you can, limit and stop what your opponent is out there doing. But I mean, playing defense in this game now reminds me of Madden 25. That's what it feels like right now. It feels like the coverages are broken. Um, you know, what I'm inputting, my team isn't really responding to. But at the end of the day, we got to keep playing. It's a long season. We need to string together some more wins, try to earn a wild card spot in the playoffs, and keep it pushing. Um, you know, and I mean, for the first time all season, we gave up 60 points or 60 plus points. I forget what the score was, but, you know, at the end of the day, as I stated, we got to fight on. Thank you.
So you guys heard Raiders speak out after the loss, 60-37. One thing I can say about what he stated is that there is a big patch coming in very soon from EA, as they will try to address some of the things that people are complaining about, as far as coverages. It's a lot. It's a long list of things. Mike did share it. OJ, somebody shared it. It may have been Ravens head coach Guzius. But somebody shared the link. You just have to scroll up on the Discord and see, which is one of the reasons why I say there's no need to be touching sliders when EA is working very hard, trying to make the game as smooth as possible. That's why they make a living out of that. So you would expect them to be the ones that's making those type of decisions, considering that they're feeding their families by making sure um, making sure everything is inputted correctly. We have guys in this league that have jobs and they're doing other things to where they don't really have the time to figure out what um, sliders work with what. They can get on Operation Sports and see what people are saying, but it goes back to those people as well. Nobody really is making a living out of messing with sliders other than EA. And so if it's me, if it's obviously it's not me, but I would consider allowing uh, EA. It's just like if your car break down, you're gonna go to a mechanic that's been doing it for so long, rather than somebody else that's just going off of AI or something else. Um, I don't know. That's just me though. But overall, we see that the Raiders definitely didn't come to play defense, and they are clearly in need of that patch for sure. After losing 60-37, and I'm not being sarcastic. You guys just got to understand. It's just real. It's realism. Next up, we had was the Jaguars and the Commanders. We won this one. 47-42. We behind the 8 ball after a 2-game suspension, but we're not complaining. We won in the turnover battle 4-1. Shedeur Sanders played very well. 3 TDs, 1 interception. That's definitely what I want to see. You're probably going to see some Shedeur Sanders in real life very soon. I'm starting to get some real good reports on my main channel about the kid. Jaden Daniels, 415, 4 TDs, way too many interceptions. He did play very good in that second half. First half, we went up 37-21. First quarter, we was up 21-0. That second quarter, actually, from the second and the third quarter, we got outscored. I mean, that's what, 34-26. So, I mean, he was rolling. We slowed down after that first quarter lead, and we're not going to do that no more because that is something that definitely almost could have cost us. We did get a lot going in the run game. People have been complaining about us running the ball, and so we're going to make a very strong emphasis of running the football. We're going to play some smash mouth football as well. So not only are we going to dominate you by throwing the football with throwing 300 plus yards, we're going to also run on you as well. And then we're going to look for the next complaint that you may have as far as how we run our offense. But 158 on the ground, 1 TD, 8.8 is definitely great. Ja'Cory, he also ran the ball well, 117. So that was good right there. Elijah Higgins, 7 receptions, 154, 2 TDs. We just re-signed the kid. He's definitely been playing good for us all year. Then his tight end, both tight ends led the receiving game this game. Feeding that tight end was very important for both teams. Blocking, not really nothing to look at. Defense definitely played pretty well. They played great, especially for us. We had 4 different interceptions. Shedeur Sanders actually had his first interception of the season. It was definitely great to see that. We signed it where we actually got the kid from Tampa Bay Buccaneers last year. And the kid definitely been playing good football for us. We're going to try to get him right. Moving forward, big time, 59-14. Not something that you probably would want to see from the Browns, considering how excited they were of taking Trevor Lawrence from us in a trade with Shedeur Sanders. 0-6, way too many interceptions. 5 TDs, Will Howard. 5 interceptions, Trevor Lawrence. It's probably going to go on the thumbnail right here. Way too many interceptions, 53%. How many times did he throw the ball? 28 times. Najee Harris, 158, 1 TD. Caleb Johnson, 114, 1 TD. Definitely good numbers in the run game. Wide receivers, nobody really stood out. This tight end, Pat, definitely had pretty good game. 4 receptions, 104, 1 TD. Defensively, a lot of tackles in this one. 12 came from Deshaun Elliott, Texas, strong safety, Texas native, where he went to Texas. 3 picks from Pittsburgh defense, and they was able to win this one in a big one, 59-14. Next up we had was the Rams and the 49ers. 49ers won this one 35-25. Turnovers was 1-1. We'll take a look at the time of possession, 21-18. They did win in the possession. Right, yep, 21-18. Brock Purdy, 4 TDs. Wow, he definitely went off in this one, 1 interception. Rushing wise, Christian McCaffrey, this kid is a beast, man. He just takes a lot of heavy load on his body, but he get the job done. 105, 1 TD. Wide receiver Jordan Watkins, 6 receptions, 62 yards. From there, it really wasn't much to look at. Not a lot of tackles in this one. They exchanged interceptions, but I think that this kid, Lenore, Oregon cornerback, he played pretty well. I mean, that's what, 4 assists, 4 tackles, and then an interception. So that's great right there. And the 49ers was able to win this one. What was that? 35-25. Next up we had was the Ravens. We already went over that. As I said before, we didn't get a lot of interviews this week, but we will have a lot of them as I'm on the bye week. Then we interviewed both of these guys. Very surprised to see the Cowboys just cannot compete. Um, Turnovers was 2-1. Dak Prescott played great. I mean, looking at the numbers, I can remember when I interviewed both of these kids. You guys are going to see in a second. But one of the things that stood out was the statistics of the Cowboys was just way better than it was of the Colts. And just looking at the numbers that you guys can see, you would think the Cowboys would have won this game. I mean, they had the better numbers, and this goes to show you stats don't matter. But when we look at the turnovers, that was a key part of the game, and they also won in time of possession. So minus the turnovers, maybe we could see something different as far as the winner of this one. So let's take a listen to hear what Massive had to say after this game.
Thanks for having me, Stephen A. Yeah, it just seems like we had a situation where the offense played pretty good, the defense played pretty good, and they played okay, but we just couldn't, execute on the field. Either we were there just in time for them to catch the ball and make the tackle, or we got a lot of big plays too. Some big runs, some big passes, just some nice home run plays. It seems like when our defense got out there, it was a long play or something that gets us off the field. Dak did good, as you stated. The rookie running back had a small amount of carries, but him and Blue together did okay. Rookie receiver just showed out. I mean, I didn't even know he had that many yards. He caught the ball like 6 or 7 times, and it was outstanding, man. But it just wasn't enough, This is ex-Super Bowl chance for a reason. They did what they needed to do to be able to win that game. They stayed calm, cool, collected, and I think that's what got us out of our element. We were playing with emotions too high, trying to prove something, trying to make something happen, trying to grasp the straws, as you would say. Trying to make anything happen. And a lot of things did happen, but it just wasn't enough to overcome the great coach team. I don't even know if this team is that great. I think it's just him, pretty good out there. So we just gotta, keep our head down. We had a hard schedule this year. It's gonna continue to be hard, and we just gotta keep pushing, man, and learn from our mistakes and get better week to week. Thank you for your time there, Stephen A.
Yeah, I definitely agree with the Cowboys. I feel like their numbers was way better. Just looking at it, definitely looked much better than the Colts. That right there was absolutely amazing. Evan Stewart, rookie wide receiver, 7 receptions, 346 yards, and 3 TDs. We will check. I'm sure that's a record right there as far as season game. I would try to remind myself to check that after I give this recap. We did interview the Colts. Let's take a listen to hear what he had to say at his absolution.
They say stats are deceiving, and stats in this game would lead you to believe that the Cowboys were in control most of the time. But we had a lot of big plays, and that's why we weren't on the field so much. First play of the game was a 65-yard touchdown pass to A.J. Brown, make him go 3 and out, and we immediately return a punt for a touchdown. So in the first 2.5 minutes, we're up 14-0. We were able to stop the run really well. You'll see that Claiborne had 86 yards, but before that run, he had 7 rushes for 23 yards. He had a 63-yard touchdown run late in the fourth quarter. So we stopped Jaden Blue. We stopped Claiborne except for one run. And that was the biggest game plan for us because he's a dangerous runner. And if he gets going on the ground, then it opens up his passing game. We just want him to throw the ball. And he threw the ball, and he threw the ball extremely well except for the one interception. But at the end of the day, it's kind of what we wanted him to do was throw the ball. So unfortunately, his rookie wide receiver burned everybody multiple times. So got to clean that up. On the ground ourselves, it was just business as usual. Getting Jaheim White more involved in the rushing game and trying to keep him in the passing attack for screens and swains and whatnot. Taylor just re-signed. Still 5 yards a carry. It's a good game. Nothing special. And we just took care of business. We had a scoop and score late in the second quarter that put us up 35-10. And then he had to, I think he went 4 and out, and I threw a wheel route to Taylor to go up 42-10 before he completed a Hail Mary. So the scores, even if you didn't watch the game, the stats are, but we played really well, minus our coverage on Evan Stewart. So a big game against Shiny and the Patriots next week. We're both got 2 losses, fighting for the 2nd seed along with the Ravens. So we'll see what that next first-time matchup will bring us. Thank you.
Great response right there coming from the coach. And as he mentioned, sometimes stats can be deceiving. I didn't actually watch this game. So looking at the stats, they always tell you that stats can be deceiving if you didn't watch the game. So Colts pretty much dominated the game for the most part, and they won 59-37. Next up we had was the Packers and the Panthers. Z the Truth, he won this one 30-17. He lost the turnover battle a little bit, 1-0. Time of possession, he won it big time. 33 minutes. He pretty much controlled this game. 276, 2 TDs coming from Jordan Love. Not a lot of yards on the ground in this one from neither side. Rashad Bateman, I want to say he received this kid. I want to say is it the Ravens? I want to say. But anyway, he have him now, 7 receptions, 107, 1 TD. Had some catches from wide receivers, 2 wide receivers right here. There's some good stuff right there. Not a lot of turnovers in this one. Just one came from Mike Jackson. But the offense for the Panthers just could not get anything going. And Green Bay was able to win 30-17. Week 9 is going to be very interesting, as I said before, because we have a bye week. So we'll check here throughout each day, and we'll get some of these interviews. We're going to have it real full for week 8. Moving on, taking a look at I want to see the yearly awards. No, record book. Let's see I think that Cowboy receiver should be in there for the game. Let's take a look and see. Yep, there he is right there. Yes, so Stewart is in the record books for the receiving yards. Pretty good stuff right there. 346. That's great. Yeah, when you see numbers like that, you got to look at that record book and be like, okay, let me check that real quick. Taking a look at the yearly awards, as of right now, Anthony Richardson Sr. is favored to win the MVP once again. Absolution did win the Stephen A. Smith MVP last season, and it looks like he's on his way to trying to win another one. But it's going to be difficult this year because you have Drake May that's on this tail end. Shador Sanders probably won't get there. He missed 2 games, so I doubt if he get there. We're not trying to get there intentionally, but Coach of the Year so far, you got Ben Johnson, Chicago Bears. Definitely think OJ been playing pretty good. Taking a look at the players on offense, he's definitely been playing good. Defensive Player of the Year right now, Milton Williams. Offensive Rookie of the Year, I just pointed him out earlier. Eric Singleton Jr. definitely should be one of the guys that would be an Offensive Rookie of the Year. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Zachy Wheatley. This kid definitely looking good. Best quarterback right now, Drake May. Best running back, Amarian Hampton. Best receiver, Nico Collins. Travis Hunter's in that thing because I had to actually change him to wide receiver this year. Hopefully EA can fix that glitch. That way he can get some defensive stats. Offensive line, you have the Raiders offensive lineman. Defensive lineman, you got Milton Williams. Best linebacker right now, you got Ben. I like to see that because this kid is 30 years old and he's playing under a contract, so he's trying to earn another one. And I like to see that right there. That's how you get re-signed at the age of 30. I didn't know he was number one as far as linebackers. That may help him towards the end of the year. Best defensive back, you got C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Best kicker is Cameron Dicker. So that's pretty good right there. Let's check out the NFC. You got Blake Horvath. OJ been very high on this kid, and I see he's definitely rookie of the year. And I mean, as of right now, defensive player of the year could be Colin Wright. Um, that's pretty nice right there. Best quarterback you got is Brock Purdy. Best running back, Blake Horvath. Best receiver, Barry and Brown. Best offensive lineman, you got Eddie Estraga, or something like that. D lineman, you got Rashawn Gary. Linebacker, Fred Warner, veteran. You gotta love to see that. And then best DB is Colin Wright as of right now. But a lot of shit can change. Um, so a lot of that can change as of now. All right, keeping it moving. Taking a look at some of the team stats. Best offense right now. Pretty interesting. We took off 2 games and we're still number one. Chargers, Cowboys, some of the best offenses in the league. Pass wise, Jaguars up there, Ravens, Chargers. We're coming up on 1,000-yard rushing. I think that's pretty good to say that we love to pass. Then you have the Cowboys leading the rushing category. So we're somewhere in the middle right now. I like to see that. Hit the wrong button. Taking a look at the defense, some of the best defenses in the league: Dolphins, Lions, Vikings. Against the pass, we worst. Yeah, we probably worst. We may be better as far as against the run, but against the pass, we're worse. Top 3, got the Giants, Steelers, and the Ravens. Interesting because we tried to pass on the Ravens a little more than usual, and he had a lot of success. And so now I see why. He also up there as far as interceptions defensively. That's something that I got to pay attention to when I play certain opponents. Turnovers. Okay. Just taking a look at some of the stats we never really looked at. Coaching wise, Absolution definitely should be up top. I like that right there. He's following John Madden, Andy Reid, Harbaugh, Pete Carroll, Mike Tomlin, Sean McVay. He is in a world of his own. As you guys can see, won Super Bowl. He also won the championship and then yearly awards. It's pretty good right there. Then you got it's pretty nice. We still haven't been very deep into this cycle to kind of really see what guys' legacies actually look like. But as of right now, the coach is just in a world of his own. I want to check one more thing. That's head coach. Okay, cool. They actually have quarterback too. I like that, Dan. I like that. Yeah, but um, coaching stats right now, we can see some of the best guys in the league. In the NFL, you got the Chargers with the most career wins. Interesting. Absolution is following right now, 22-2 all-time record. It's interesting right there. I did not know that. The Bears, Buccaneers, Patriots, Packers, Browns. It's pretty interesting right there. I did not know that. Super Bowl wins, obviously, right now, Absolution. Super Bowl losses, the Bucks. So that's pretty. It's just an interesting category right there. All right, so let's take a look at the standings as of right now. AFC North. You got the Ravens, Bengals, Steelers, and the Browns. I mean, all four teams still is wide open. AFC South, you got the Absolution Colts, Titans, Texans, and the Jags. Like I said before, that 2 game suspension kind of put me in a situation where I may miss the playoffs, but I do this for fun and excitement. So if we don't make it, it's cool. I'm not going to worry about it, but we're going to play hard every game and try to get back up in this thing. But as of right now, honestly, if I'm looking at it, it's Colts. Everybody else pretty much trying to fight for a wild card. I don't see the Colts losing. I mean, they play us one more time, but I don't see them losing twice. AFC East, you got the Patriots, Jets, 3 games back right now. Dolphins, Bills, but right now it's just going to go down to the Jets and the Dolphins and the Patriots. But I think that it's pretty much all about the Patriots. They just got to keep winning. They haven't started, well, yeah, they 2-0 in their division. Jets is 3-0, so that does help a lot. But that's pretty nice, man. Shiny Lobster been winning games. AFC West, you got the Chargers 8-0. They haven't been defeated as of yet. Raiders hanging on by a thread as of right now. Taking a look at the division record for the Raiders, they're 2-2. Yeah, so it's gonna be tight, man. But the Chargers right now is on a historic run. Shout out to the Chargers. NFC North, you got the Bears also undefeated. Packers. Bears did beat the Packers a couple weeks ago. They're 3 games ahead of the Packers. And taking a look at the division, we can clearly see, okay, Bears is undefeated. Who is that? That's the Packers. Yeah, Packers is undefeated in the division. Same way with the Bears. So it's really the Bears division to lose. NFC South, you got the Saints and the Panthers, even the Buccaneers. Falcons mathematically still in, but as of right now, it's just going to come down to these 3 teams right here. Can't sleep on the Buccaneers, though. They did make it to the Super Bowl last season, so it's going to be interesting to see how the NFC South shapes up once we get more games under our belt. They are 2-2 in the division, so you're going to need to beat some of these teams if you are Tampa Bay. NFC East, for the first year of the cycle, the Cowboys are number 3, and it's been a while since I've seen Massive not be ahead in the NFC East. Eagles on top, Giants on top, and I think it's very interesting that the Eagles are on top right now despite all the controversy with the head coach. They seem to have trouble finding somebody that can keep their team, but they're still in position to make it to the playoffs, man. They have a new user right now, and he have an opportunity to take this team on a great story. How great would it be if the Eagles can withstand the controversy as far as new head coach coming in, a team that's been traded away for the most part. Even if they make it to the playoffs, they really don't even have to win a Super Bowl. If they can just win the NFC East, I think that's a hell of a story right there, just in itself. NFC West, you have the 49ers and the Seahawks. Cardinals hanging on mathematically. Rams is officially out of there. They're working on building in the draft. So really it's just going to come down to these 2 teams, 49ers and the Seahawks. Undefeated in the division. I just think it's the 49ers show. We will see how Jalen Milroe do with the Seattle Seahawks. I think he's the starter. He's kind of been switching out quarterbacks, but I'm going to go with the 49ers. They just have everything intact as of right now. Top performers right now, you got Shedeur Sanders, Justin Herbert, C.J. Stroud, top 3. Shedeur Sanders has been playing in a world of his own. Great football, man. I love everything that he's doing. Rushing yards, you got Josh Jacobs, Horvath, and Claiborne, all 3 guys, with Josh Jacobs coming up on 1,000 yards rushing, 12 TDs. Travis Hunter finally in the top 3. Should have been there last year as well, but 50 receptions, 882, 7 TDs. Then you got Brown along with Smith Najibba. sack leaders. You got Williams, Gary, and wow. So you got two Green Bay Packers top performers in sacks. So their defense is playing damn good football. This is a team I wouldn't want to see because I would be afraid. You got a guy on the left edge and the right edge that's top three in the entire NFL, man. That's huge. Interceptions, you got Wright. I'm not even going to try to say that last name. And Thornhill, all top three right now in interceptions. Tackles, you got Wilson, Sanders, and Curl. With Wilson in the world of his own, man. 85 tackles, coming up on 100 tackles. Wow, leading the top two by 32 tackles. That's a lot of tackles right there. Taking a look at some of the news, rumors around Rex Ryan time as head coach of the Vikings. The Packers take their 22nd ranked defense on the road to Minnesota to test themselves against the league's 31st offensive attack. Packers take, wow. I'm gonna say Packers, man. They got two good They got two good edge, right and left. The Chiefs, as head coach Jay Roberto, look to turn a corner for an unforgettable first half of the season. This Patriots Coast game in Indianapolis this week is a must TV. Speaking of what, and then we see Baker Mayfield was game of the week. Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers welcome the Cowboys in our game of the week. Let's see who the game of the week in the GFSSL though. Week 9 game of the week goes to Bears and the Panthers. A majority of everybody is choosing Bears to win it. So we will go ahead and get the storyline and the weekly strategy out the way, and we will sit here and watch some games and get these interviews. We already got one right now, so we're going to get on it. We're going to have a lot of interviews for you guys week 9. That is for sure.